So, guys, we're back again. Same station, same fans, same everything, same conversation around the World Cup. But this time around, it's the top 8, like quarterfinals. This is like punch time. Ready to hit the ground running. This is the time for not just the boys and the men. This is the time for the real deal to start happening, right? And as we always say, we are not pros. We're just crazy fans. And I have 2 fans in the building here with me. One is coming back again, right? Kufre was here on the first edition, and he's back. So can we meet you?
My name is Kufre. It's good to be back.
Great. And
my name is Eniola. First timer here. I'm excited to be here.
Great. Now, okay, so thanks, Eni. Do you mind if I call you Eni?
Sure. Everyone calls me that.
Eni and Kufri. Okay, good. So let's just hit the ground running on this. And what we would literally be speaking around will be, the top 18, the final 8, and probably maybe we look at their journey from the round of 16 to where they're currently at, okay? So let me start by saying we have 5 European teams, 2 African 2 South American team, and an African team right now at the quarterfinal stage. My ask here is this the true reflection of the 22nd edition of the World Cup?
I was having a conversation with a friend the other day, and I feel like this particular World Cup is different from other World Cups for the reason being that other World Cups come in the summer, right? When the league ends, everyone gets into the camp. They have like maybe a month or so before they can get into the groove, plan everything, and then this is how we're going to play. But this particular World Cup, you only had 2 weeks. So whatever you had to do in that 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So everyone else came with their game plan, or most teams are already seasoned in their style of football, like the Netherlands. You know what they want to play. They're going to play total football. They're going to dominate. Argentina, give it to Messi. That's their style of football. Brazil already came with a flow from the Copa America into this, so they already knew what they were trying to do. But other guys, I don't know, they just had to put things together and then keep going. So it's a different. So this allowed teams that were more prepared to shine. Teams like Japan, teams like Morocco, who knew that for us to play this kind of football, we have to be assured in our defense and then hit them on the break. So teams like Germany, they wanted to switch style middle of tournaments. It hurt them. Spain, the same thing. When you move from having a direct line of goal to wanting to play 1,000 passes without having a shot on target. So those kind of things won't work. If you were assured in your plan and you came in with a game plan, it will have worked for you. And these are the teams that are doing that currently, that are in the top 8.
So the 5 teams from Europe, which is Croatia, England, France, Portugal, and Netherlands. Those are the 5 teams from Europe. The 2 South American team is Brazil, Argentina, and of course the African representation there in Morocco. So based on what has happened so far, you think this is the quality we've seen, we can literally summarize in these 8 teams. Kufri.
Yeah, definitely. There are a lot of predictions that I made earlier that went wrong.
I know.
But I think the people we are seeing now in the final 8 are the people that are meant to be there based on what they did in the group stage leading up to this point. So I think, this is a true reflection of what has gone down at the World Cup so far.
So we agree that there is no team, that is the best the World Cup for this year has been able to produce, and you are both aligned with that, or do you have disagreement on that?
No, I don't really have any other disagreement. I mean, this has been one of the most exciting World Cups I've seen since I started watching World Cups. It's like 2002, 2006. This is like the most exciting one. Too many upsets, so many brilliant games that you've seen so far. I mean, one time in a particular day, I sat down in front of my TV from 11 till 10 and I was watching football. I've never done that before. So, I mean, what else can I ask for as a football fan? Brilliant.
Great. So, on that, let me just switch directly into the African challenge, right? Morocco. Morocco is carrying the African flag, And I know that there was also a conversation during when they won. And is it Arab? Is it Africa? Let's just forget that. But let me ask this first question: their win over Spain, was it a game that was played based on the strength of the team or based on the fact that these countries are just next door neighbors? Put into consideration, the river or the ocean that is just between them. Was that the reason behind the fierceness of that game? Just your thoughts on this.
I think that game just has to do with the coaches who got it right and who got it wrong. Moroccan's coach, they went in with a game plan and it worked for him. They don't play pretty football, but they knew what they wanted to do and they knew how to execute it. Spain, on the other hand, I had an agenda against Spain because of Luis Enrique's squad
selection, which you mentioned they won. Yeah.
So I knew it was going to hurt him, and clearly it did. Because when you're playing a game against people that are not looking to score, they're just looking to block and contain everything. So you need someone that is going to take those chances when they come. You don't need to be bringing people like Morata that needs 10 chances to score maybe 1 or 2. So him not having options of proper finishers hurt him. So I think the selection affected the team. Even though he had the tactics were right, he dominated the possession and everything, but him not having the proper player affected his squad.
The squad. So let me just ask this direct question. So Morocco, do they have a chance going all the way to the finals?
Not for me, to be honest. I mean, we all want to live in this wishful thinking.
Why do you say not for you?
I don't see it happening because if you look at Morocco, right, in as much as they've done very well in terms of defending and keeping big teams out, Belgium, they faced Spain, they've gotten away.
No, they defeated Belgium.
Yeah, they defeated
Belgium. Is it 2-0?
Yeah.
2-0.
Totally out.
Was that a fluke? No, I'm just trying to build, build a case here to say, you don't see them going this, that they've gotten to their.
To be given
you
a
forget
chance.
to understand that the teams they have beaten back to back are European teams.
Yeah, they've beaten European teams, no doubt. But let's look at the European teams. Right?
European
Look at the
teams.
team they faced in Belgium. It could have easily ended 5-2 if Lukaku had it scoring boots on. Could have easily.
But that's why it's called football.
Understandable.
Yes.
But now they are going up against a team that we've seen that they will take their chances. They have players that are going to take those chances.
So are you not also? Let me even do that reverse. Going back to their first game that Portugal played against Ghana. Mm-hmm. Is it not the same thing? If Ghana would have taken all their chances, are we saying that is it 3-2? 3-2 loss. So I'm just asking. I know. I'm just asking.
But like in the context of a game, right? When you look at how games pan out, it's not always if one team takes their chances, this one will have won. When you look at the game, how easy it was for Belgium to create chances. And Belgium, we did not play at their best this World Cup. They were not at their best. But they still found...
Is it because the team is aging? Or the team is under pressure? Because it's the golden generation. I'm just
self-acclaimed golden generation. They had the best. Their golden generation had passed in 2018 World Cup. Those guys are not there anymore. Now we just had a skeletal system of the golden generation. They had Hazard, who is past it. The only other person that was there was Kevin De Bruyne. So what Martinez should have done was play to the strength, Couture as well. What Martinez should play to the strength of the players in your team. Let the team build around Kevin De Bruyne and get guys that are very energetic to move forward. But that being said, if you look at that game, they created chances at will against Morocco. And you are going up against a Portugal team who have better quality players. You have the Bruno Fernandes, you have Bernardo Silva, you have João Felix. These guys are going to create chances in essence. And now you have a young gunner in terms of Gonzalo Ramos scoring goals, came in and scored a hat-trick, first hat-trick of the tournament. So these things cannot be denied. I'm not saying it's going to be a walk in the park for Portugal, but I don't see Morocco keeping them out. So at that point in time, Morocco actually have to score. And I don't see them scoring more than one against Portugal. When you have a Pepe, you have a Ruben Diaz, you
like
have...
a 40-year-old Pepe.
40-year-old Pepe that has a goal and assist. So he's doing very well. Thiago Silva is also doing very well for Brazil. So it's not about the age at this point in time. And the beauty thing about cup tournaments is that all you need is great performances here and there. You don't need to be great all through. But when rubber needs to meet the road, just show up. That's all that matters.
Morocco, do they have all it takes to get to the final?
I don't think they are going past Portugal. they have done well.
You never supported any African team, so I don't. Yeah.
Yes, because the one I wanted to win wasn't there.
Okay.
Patriots.
Exactly. I have no beef with Morocco though. I do have with Ghana and Cameroon. Anyways, the quality in the Portuguese team is too much. I don't think Morocco have what it takes to cause an upset. I think we're done with all the upsets for now. As in, there's not going to be any more upsets. The team with superior quality is going to obviously win from this stage.
Yeah.
So I don't think they have a chance.
So what both of you are saying here is Morocco, it's time for you to go back home.
Pretty much.
Now, if that doesn't happen, what happens?
It's football. We stand to be corrected, but I just don't see it happening.
I don't see it happening. If it happens,
I mean, we all thought maybe South Korea could have something against Brazil, and we all showed the quality. Brazil showed them the quality they had in the
South
first
Korea didn't
25
play
minutes. South Korea didn't play any type of football. We all thought maybe Japan would do something against Croatia. We saw how a shell of themselves they were. So it's just that's how football is. You might be great one day, the next day not so much.
I think with the Brazil-South Korea match, I think South Korea just were too slow.
Oh, they respected Brazil.
So it could be that as well. Maybe they were giving them too much respect because they didn't really get into gear until towards this second half. So,
okay. So, and I think that is teeing of the next question, or the line of conversation we'll be having. So, coming from the round of 16 and looking at the teams that have left the competition, what team in that mix that left that you would have preferred to be in the quarterfinal stage?
I would say probably Spain, because in terms of what they did in Euros and UEFA Nations League and how they've been playing for the past 1 or 2 years, they play really good football despite being nepotism football. But it's
so when you say nepotism football, what does that mean?
Enrique is using Barcelona players. He has
but Enrique played for both Barcelona and Real Madrid.
That's what I'm saying.
We know clearly liked more.
Where he won trophies in one particular team. So
and he went to join.
When you take Gavi and Pedri, no disrespect to them, but I don't think those guys are world class. They're not world beaters. When high pressure moments come in, you need OGs in your team that are going to say, okay, you know what? This is how we are going to do this. Forget what coach is saying. We are seasoned vets. We can easily pull this out of the fire. But you have two young guys who have never been through any type of fire. They are bringing them into the World Cup against guys that are hungry. They are going to get eaten up. It's the reason why Barcelona are underperforming in the Champions League. That's why they are in the Europa League currently. You don't have guys that can hold the game by the scruff of the neck and drag you to where you need to be. I personally have an agenda against Pedri and Gavi, but that's not what we're saying. The performance is, you see it on the pitch. It doesn't lie.
Kufri.
I can't think of any team. I really wasn't, what's the word? Impressed with the teams that went out at that stage. So I don't have any team that I wish I would have loved to see. All the teams that I expected, to progress did progress. So no team really, triggered or inspired me to want to see them in the next round.
So let me ask this question, and I know that Annie has, has started that conversation. So where did it go wrong for teams like Spain, Poland, Japan, South Korea, Senegal, Switzerland, and Australia in the round of 16? Where did it go wrong?
So piggyback off what he was saying, I don't think anything went wrong. They just went up against sides that had superior quality on the day. Senegal, they did well in their group stage, but when you come against England and you don't have money, you don't take your chances because they started the game pretty well, and then they had a chance to score, and they didn't score, and that was pretty much it. It was lights out from there on. So when you have players of the quality of Harry Kane, Bukayo Saka, Marcus Rashford, Hennessy is not really a quality player, but he's a very good and effective player. So when you have those kind of guys in there, they can punish you. And when you don't take your chances, you see the result.
I'm not sure Liverpool fans would. Yeah.
There's a video from 2015 before Klopp came in where a Liverpool fan was saying Henderson finessed the captain armsman. So while they love him, they know he's not really
them too.
a high
They
quality
just know
player.
that
They know
he's
they are
not
just
that
lying.
guy.
They know he's not that guy.
Mm.
So, and for the other teams as well, they just met teams that had superior quality. Japan, all the things we're doing in the group stage, all well and good, but when you need to face a Croatia team, Croatia have big-bodied men, and that was what they used that to their advantage against a smaller Japanese team. So one, corners are out of it, set pieces are out of it. You have to play through them. But when they block that midfield and you have Brozovic, one of the best DMs in the world, you have Kovacic, one of the best ball carriers in the world, how are you going to get beyond that? And they use that to their advantage. Croatia may not score that many goals, but they know how to manage a game because they have, like I mentioned previously, they have seasoned veterans. You have Modric, you have Brozovic, you have Kovacic, you have defenders, young, hungry defenders, and in Gravidor, and some other guys in there that can. You have Perisic in the rings. Those guys can actually put a game together. When game plan is not going well, those guys can come together and say, you know what, we've done this before. We were in the last final. Let's get it done. All the other teams didn't deserve to be in the quarterfinals, in my own opinion.
Go for it.
Yeah, just like he said, I think.
I want your view on that Spanish team. Of that Spanish team.
Yeah, I was getting there. I think the only team that, okay, if you looked at both teams on paper, you would expect Spain to go forward, given, the way they played in their first match, But watching the game, it was a different thing entirely. And like I said, the lack of personnel affected Luis Enrique. So they didn't have a proper... I don't feel they had a proper game plan to counter what Morocco coach brought to the game. So that's what affected them. So that was the only upset, and that was the only team that you could say, okay, looking at both sides, it should have been this team, but it was this. So I personally, I feel like after watching the game, like Morocco definitely deserved. Like the Spain national team, they didn't do enough.
So it was the Atlas Lion of Morocco that deserving had to get that ticket to the quarterfinals. Yeah, that's what I hear.
Definitely. Yeah. When you play 1,079 passes and you only have one shot on target, you don't deserve to go into the next round. That's terrible football. Just boring.
Okay, so on that, let's now go into like individual personnels, right? So far so good. Who has been that outstanding player at this stage of the competition for you?
A lot though.
So if it's a lot, just drop the names. Outstanding.
Okay, for me, Amrabat, definitely.
Yeah.
Thiago Silva coming in, I was like thinking, even though I saw him
this
with Chelsea.
Amrabat, this guy was in QPR way back. Queen's Park Rangers. That year, Taye Taiwo was in QPR. But
Yeah, so I thought age would affect Thiago Silva, but he's been class. What else? I was going to say Mbappe, but this is what we expect of the star boy.
Okay.
Well, Amrabat, Thiago Silva caught my eye. I've been really impressed. And surprisingly, Ziyech, he's stepping up for Morocco, even though it's... let me
he's a bench warmer. Say it now.
No need to go there.
Okay.
But right. Yeah, Ziyech, Thiago Silva, and Amrabat.
Any?
Okay, so for me, I'll just put like 3 names and in any particular order. So Mbappe, obviously, I'm going to pick Mbappe because he's Mbappe. And look at the number. I predicted before the tournament started I was going to be the highest goal scorer, and he's currently leading out with 5 goals. Bruno Fernandes is important to what Portugal are trying to do. And let me just go with the old faithful. Let me just say Messi because he's been important for Argentina as well.
Messi 4 years ago was intimidating. Is it that same Messi we are seeing now?
No, he's not.
Not by a long shot. This particular Messi is just the Messi that is, he has more quality players now around him. A bit like younger, then he was a bit older generation. In Mascherano, Aguero, all those other guys were in there. But now he has some younger guys who are hungry and they want to play for him. So yeah, sometimes maybe they don't really. He's there to hold their hands, show them, okay, this is how it's done. Because you look at the Saudi Arabia game, he scored the penalty here, but he didn't play particularly well. In the game against Poland, they didn't play too well. They were completely horrible up until Alvarez and Enzo Fernandez got the goal for them. But he had an hand in the assist. So those kind of things where Messi comes in, he helps the players, okay, you need this service, let me give you this service. You need a goal, I'll give you a goal here and there. But it hasn't been a vintage Messi performance by any stretch.
Now, I want to flip this, right? Because by the time we end, today's session, I will ask, who do you think would be, will win the World Cup? But let me flip this a bit. How would you see a third place match, Argentina-Portugal?
I feel that would be the most watched third place match in the history of the World Cup. Definitely. You have Ronaldo, Messi, the whole media, everything around that. I mean, they're going to sell more tickets than the final probably. So it's a possibility. It's football. You can't rule it out. But I don't see it happening because I believe Netherlands would beat Argentina. Although there are some things they'll need to walk through in terms of their transition football. But I feel like Argentina may not even get to the semi-finals. But yeah, it's very possible to answer your question. It's very, very possible.
Go for it.
A Portugal-Argentina match third place match would be very interesting. It will kind of like add more fire to the Ronaldo-Messi debate. So,
and who comes out tops will be the greatest of all time.
I mean, I think people there's been a narrative even before the World Cup started that Argentina are going to win the World Cup for Messi and all of that. I mean, while they are playing and it's looking likely that they can get to the final, I just don't see you need a lot of luck also in tournament competitions. I just don't see them locking their way past Netherlands, Brazil, and then in the final. If you lock your way past Netherlands, who are a very organized team, you will meet a Brazil who has crazy firepower, and that your defense realistically, because we've seen how shaky Argentina's defense can be. They almost lost against Australia. So it's a given they're going to concede a goal. It's almost a given. So I don't see them getting past that Brazil's firepower if they get past Netherlands.
So we keep on saying the Brazil firepower, but we forget easily so soon to say that same Brazilian team lost to Cameroon.
Well, if you look at the team, let's be realistic. If you look at the team, that's like their B squad. So and they only lost 1-0, and that was just like a last throw of the dice for Cameroon. So
France lost too.
To Tunisia.
So it's just one of those things. I mean, when you have the big boys on the pitch, you saw the quality, difference of class of what those guys were doing. I mean,
okay. So before I get to my last question here, I just want our audience, people watching us, what is your own contribution to everything that we've been saying, thus far? But most importantly, you can also subscribe to this channel. Week in, week out, we'll always try to drop content that speaks to, sport in general. But, during this time, it's all about the World Cup, and is everything talking about the World Cup that we are focused on right now. So we look forward to that subscribe button. Just hit the subscribe button and you continue to get fantastic content from us at SportsConvos. So this is my last question. Now, I just want you to just, think about it. When the World Cup is won, there's so much headlines that, that will hit the media wave. So I'm going to list about 8 and I would ask, which would you prefer to, see or watch or hear come December 19? That is the day after the World Cup final. Okay? So the first is Morocco, the first African country to lift the World Cup. The second is Messi finally has the most converted title under his belt. The third, Ronaldo, the greatest of all time, wins after 5 times of trying. The fourth, football finally coming home to England, right? 5, France go back-to-back for the first time in 60 years. 6, Neymar gives Brazil their 6th star. 7, Modric retires from international football in style. And 8, Netherlands win its first title after losing 3 finals.
Okay, so for me personally, I'll go with Neymar giving Brazil their 6th star because I feel like there's always a lot of disrespect on Neymar's name in terms of, to me, Neymar is one of the best players that has never won the Ballon d'Or currently because if you look at his numbers are crazy. And he's one of those guys that you see that if he was serious about his game, because the talent is there, if he was serious about his game, he would have way more than what he has currently. All the injuries, we all know what Neymar does, so let's not go into all of that. But yeah, if he was serious about his game, he would be one of, if not the best player in the world for the past decades or so. So I would say, yeah, Ali, let him try and win a Ballon d'Or because Benzema just got off a crazy season and won the Ballon d'Or. And I feel like if he won the World Cup and PSG go on to win the Champions League and win their league, Neymar will have a good shout for the Ballon d'Or. Although Mbappe will be there, but Neymar would have the front running seats.
So for you, it's Neymar gives Brazil their 6-star.
Yeah. I don't want Argentina or Brazil to win. I don't want the insanity that will come with that on every platform, social media, media houses. I'm not. My mind is not ready for it, honestly. So I'll just go with the safe option and pick Brazil. Everybody loves Brazil.
Kufri.
I have like a list because as an Arsenal fan, it would be very nice if Saka was instrumental to football coming back home.
Football finally coming back home to England,
but also France winning it back to back.
Never happened in 60 years.
That's something. And then obviously I tipped Brazil to win, so seeing Neymar and my Madrid boys winning it for Brazil too, so it's hard for me. Any of those options, I'll be happy.
Okay.
Any of those four.
So any of those three?
Is it three?
England, France, and Brazil.
Brazil, yeah.
Well, for any, it's strictly
Brazil,
all about.
Let's go Brazil.
So that means none of you are giving either Ronaldo or Messi a chance.
No,
about now.
They have a chance, but I would just prefer them not to win. England as well. I don't want England to win because of the nauseating media and everything that will come, all the narratives. They will blow it out of proportion. Normally, yes, it's a good thing that you win the World Cup and all that, but England can carry that for the next 60 years till they win again. I don't want that, to be honest. Because you see them in the club, they are in the stadium. Every stadium, their fans are always shouting 2 World Wars and 1 World Cup, England. Their last World Cup was how many years ago?
In 1966.
World Cup was how many years ago? And they're still singing it now. So I don't need that right now. I don't need that. So yeah, just let's go Brazil.
Okay. And I think that will be a wrap for now. And interesting conversation. And thank you guys for showing up as always. Our fans in the building. So by the next time we'll be speaking here, it'll be crunch time. We would have our finalist, and it could be any of the countries that you guys have mentioned here. But as we always talk, until we see next time. Peace out.